You that type of fan. I respect that. That's right, because that's the original way to be a fan. Because
But
y'all New Yorkers are the worst fans. Y'all think every year the New York Knicks may win a ring for whatever reason.
I mean, yeah, that is
But
a true statement. I mean, we just like the Dallas Cowboy fans, we're probably pretty much the same. I mean, just like this year,
okay, yeah,
we go
Dallas is the same way. Yep,
yeah, we go
yep.
into the playoffs and we got to play. And supposedly right now we're supposed to be playing the Pistons in the first round, so we're gonna see how this goes. But anyway, but
Yeah, I
besides all
reckon.
that,
I said, man, this man's from New York, man. He don't really talk much about New York. I said, but one thing I say about Slim, he's like a New Yorker. Now I realize I keep forgetting you. How long did you live in New York?
oh man,
Ain't no Slim from New York.
I was born there. I was only there for 6 months before my mom left and went to
Oh, so but how
Germany.
did so it
You a fake.
that's
You a
all.
fake New Yorker.
No. I don't. Okay, first, I don't claim New York, or I don't be like, yeah, I'm
He don't
Brooklyn.
claim
No,
it. He don't claim it. He don't
I don't
claim
do
it.
that.
He
But
just
I've always been a fan of the New York Knicks. That has always been my team, and that's my soil. I'm loyal to my
Says who?
soil.
Patrick Union. Patrick
Yeah,
Union.
it's something about being
Patrick
born in New
Ewing.
York that
Hey,
already like puts this in your
respect
DNA.
that name, General. Patrick Ewing, John Stark,
Yo, they said
Charles Oakley.
they said his they sell his shoes at City Trend if you want to buy some.
Yo, you real disrespectful, man. You real disrespectful.
They do.
Okay,
For real.
okay. Do you have family that still live in New York, Slim?
Yeah, there's a lot of my West Indian family,
So
yeah,
you're
they
not
live in
really
the,
okay. You may have been the family that left New York, but you pretty much still like got attachment to New York, though. Okay, I
yeah,
can see. Okay, okay.
yeah, the only reason why my dad did not want to live in New York because he doesn't do cold. So when he talked to his recruiter, he asked him, "Hey, I want to be somewhere in the South," and that's when we went to North Carolina. He didn't want to be in no New York.
Okay, okay. So yeah, because my mother, because she has dual citizenship, she was just born in America,
Hmm.
and she went back to Germany, but some of her family is in Pennsylvania, so that's why I know a little bit how Mugga is.
Hmm.
I understand Muggas because every time I had a family reunion and we would come to the States, we would be in Philly and most of the time Pennsylvania. So the way Mugga acts,
Hmm.
I'm kind of like, how can I say this? I am like accustomed to her aggressiveness.
Okay.
They're like two notches. It's like New York women and Philly women.
Right.
And but I think New York women, I can't. I don't even. I only met two chicks that's from. I used to go to New York when I was looking for like clients and stuff. Like I used to go there for that. The women, you go to a bar. This whole like you spend 20 minutes talking to a New York chick and she be like, and you be like, damn, okay, you can get away from your attitude. Damn, you act like you wasn't gonna get no pussy. I was gonna fuck you, nigga. But it's just I want to get to know you more. I'm like, what the hell? Once I started seeing that, I was like, why a woman like this in New York? Well, what the fuck? I'm
Right.
in a nicer area. Why is she talking to me like this? So I only met two women from New York that was ladylike, where they didn't act like that, but they still would have like that New York accent. But it was just like I was already on guard because they had that accent. I was like, I'm waiting for her to say some crazy shit so I could tell her to get the fuck out. But they didn't. I was like, but these women, you go to a bar in New York, you go to a restaurant or go any place, and a chick trying to holler at you, you be looking around like, is a nigga trying to holler at me? And turn around as a chick.
Be
Yo,
ready.
you, what up?
Wow.
You good looking, nigga. You a good looking nigga.
Right,
Look
with
at this
Tim's
nigga
on.
suit.
And I bet she had some Tim's
Fancy
on
ass
too.
nigga. Yep. Tim's. I thought I hate Tim's. I hate Tim's because of New York. I refuse to wear Tim's. It's just
What?
everybody wears them. I feel like New Yorkers wear Tim's to the beach. I swear to God, when I think of a New Yorker in every environment, they wear Tim's to play tennis. They run track in Tim's. I don't know why that's embedded in my head.
They play
But
basketball in them
let's
too.
continue. But yeah, I love New York though. I love the environment. The women are just too. They just like I'm thinking that I'm gonna because I'm in a nicer area. The women would be a little less. Nah, it didn't matter what color they were either. Black, white, Spanish. It didn't matter. There would probably be one woman that was more docile, but the most of them are all aggressive. But this is this version that I'm about to play is just the PC version of their problem. So I'm playing LeBron because it's rare for LeBron to have this. LeBron don't do shit like this. LeBron is like Prince, Michael Jackson. They come out and do once in a while interviews. I know LeBron James is doing more because we know it's leading up to his retirement. So he's trying to leave something to talk about. But LeBron James, you couldn't get no interview with LeBron James.
Yeah,
this
true.
Man's 40 now. We're just now getting to having what niggas even know LeBron James said nigga. You remember when he went viral and no one thought LeBron James even cursed, and he was on the phone doing like a consonant and with Kevin Hart, and he said nigga, what the fuck you want, nigga? Said, and people were like, LeBron says nigga, and LeBron cursed a lot. Now that you watch other interviews, he curses a lot, but. Just let you know, let's hear the white version and see what Stephen A. I really want to see what Stephen A. Smith got to say. But when LeBron James posted that video of Stephen A. Smith training, he put womp womp womp. I like that.
And Stephen A.
And let me land it with this. All this means is more money, more problems. Stephen A. Smith signed that $100 million contract, and right after that, more money, more problems.
Right.
He getting tested now.
Hey, legit. That feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're watching it. Yep. We're all seeing it.
Oh yeah.
You're seeing it as well.
He literally. It started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it, but since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Yeah, went viral. You would be not to talk about it.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you could address it, it's your ass. Like seriously, and like he completely like missed the whole point.
That's a lie right
there.
Go
ahead, bro. Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say, that's a lie where he said he did. But I already know my boy Stephen A. already going to address it. But that's a lie. He did not want. Stephen A. did not want to address it. But that's all I'm going to say about that.
You're right. You're absolutely right. He did say that he got they convinced him to do it. Like he did not want to do it. He was going to let it go. But let's see. Yeah. So he is trying to make it like Stephen A. Smith just doesn't like him. He is trying to give this narrative. That is a problem.
Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players. And I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about him again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and sit in his chair in his tighty whities on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance. But you're right.
Dude, like relax, bro. Like relax. Like seriously, just
what's up?
I just want to know, when did he get personal? That's all I want to know. When did Stephen A. Smith make it personal?
He never did it. He was the one holding back. I see it. I ain't gonna lie. LeBron James he's being extra. Like he's trying to. I really think LeBron James LeBron James is waiting for a moment to find a way to talk shit to him where he can avoid actually talking to him. And I think when there's another time where Stephen A. Smith wanted to debate him, or talk to him about sports or whatever. I guess just to talk about sports, and he never did it. But I think that because LeBron James has so much leverage
Mm-hmm.
when he does have interviews and talk to people, that, which I don't blame him. You're a billionaire. You're arguably the best player that ever played the game. And I believe that for you to even get an interview with LeBron James, you pretty much got to just sign a whole bunch of contracts, and you can't talk about it. You can't say, I get to say this, blah, blah, blah. And I think that going to ESPN puts LeBron James in a place where, because LeBron James is known for certain statements that, it's kind of like never been done. Like that was the biggest thing back in the day, was players like Michael Jordan, Kobe, Tim Duncan, they always be like, we're not the GOAT. Like, there's too many great players. They would always put that out there. But LeBron James said, I'm the GOAT. I'm the best player. No one's better than me. This is what happens when you're the best player. You get criticized the most. They just want to see me. He's always said a lot of things that people are like, damn, no one's ever really said that. When they was the poster, when they was the face of the NBA, they gave a little, they used, they pretty much was like letting the value of basketball players be like a vague thing. Like, it's up to the fans, like, Kobe never said I'm the GOAT. He would say that, I'm one of the best. LeBron James, the first player I ever saw just ignite that whole thing. But Kobe is the best player though.
Kind of on that note, Bronny, your son, he's obviously had that inspiration in the home, and you talked about it since years ago, wanting to play long enough to play with your son. So you obviously visualized that. How was the real moment with that happening? Because I know me seeing it, seeing the Griffeys there, seeing it, like, that was just an unbelievable moment. So what was that like for you, really actually being in it?
Like, seeing that pop.
That's the pressure that a second generation star has on him.
Yeah, for
His
sure.
whole life he's had that. It feels like he is very. I mean, he's like a 55-year-old, it looks like, the way he kind of handles it all, and I think you've even said that as well.
Yeah.
But how about his development? We had Rich Paul on the day after the draft.
Yeah,
man.
Because there was a bunch of rumors about Rich Paul was telling teams, hey, you draft him, we'll send him to Australia. Like, there's a lot of those types of things happening. Allegedly, the Suns were involved. There was a chance they could get you, but he ends up with the Lakers with you.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's a whole storm. Like, LeBron James is bullying, blah, blah, blah. Everything, the way.
But he did say that. He said, I won't come back. He was a free agent when his son... during the draft, he was a free agent. He said, I'll only come back if my son gets drafted. This man said that.
Oh, so you are, so now you are team Uncle Stephen A. Smith. Okay, yeah. Make sure when you talk to Stephen A. Smith, you call that nigga Uncle. Be like, hey, what's up, Unc? Respect the elders. Respect the elders.
Oh my God,
that's all.
This is crazy.
Stephen A.
This is
Smith.
crazy.
That's all that is. I'm not a fan I'm not a fan of Stephen A. Smith, but he has no reason to be making up those stories. Respect that man.
No, he did say that. He literally said that because they was going to probably put him somewhere else, and he said that. So I was there doing that because I really wanted to see if his son would actually make it to the Lakers. So I was locked in on, and I was just like, yeah, it happened. Because LeBron James would have went somewhere else. LeBron James ain't loyal to nobody, but everybody wants to retire in the Lakers. The Lakers franchise. It's just where to go. The Lakers. But let's continue. So,
of course.
This guy's not good enough. This guy's not this. And he does start out a little bit rough, NBA-wise.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, he just dropped 39 last night in the G League.
Yeah.
I think he had like a double-double or something. He had his best game in the NBA last week.
Yep.
He's obviously getting better and better. You have to be loving every moment. And how proud of Bronny are you for what he's going through?
Listen, for me as a dad, it doesn't matter if he never scores, ever. For me as a dad, I'm just super proud of him, period, as a young man. For me, as a mentor and as a teammate of his, and that wants to see him thrive because I've seen the work he's put into the game, I am super proud of his development to where he is now. From the moment that, he was drafted in June of 2025 to us being now in March of 2026, his development is skyrocketed, and I just think I had a good friend of mine, who went through a cardiac arrest as well, and he told me that it took him, and he played basketball as well. And back then, when it happened to him in the early 2000s, they wasn't with.
Go ahead, bro.
Am I tripping? Did he say when he got drafted in 20? Are we in 2020? Are we in 2026? Or am I tripping?
We're in 2025.
Why did he? What did he just say? He said he got drafted in 2025. Is that what he said?
I think he said, hold on. He did. It did sound like he was saying 26. Hold on.
He was drafted in June of 2025 to us being now in March of 2020.
What?
That's how rich he is. He don't even know the year, man.
What are we? And why didn't nobody? And Pat didn't correct him. What are we doing? That's exactly
I told you,
why.
like, they're not gonna say that. They're not gonna. He just lied. LeBron James is known for making up shit. I ain't gonna hold you. He is known for doing that. He would just make up scenarios. Because even his son said it. He be looking at his dad sometimes when he be saying shit. He'll just make up some shit.
What the hell going on here? That's exactly why they lost against the Chicago Bulls.
Does Stephen A. Smith point that out?
No.
Does Stephen A. Smith point?
No, he didn't point that out.
We lucky Stephen A. Smith ain't catch that, because Stephen A. Smith, he would have went in on. That's hilarious. I didn't even catch that until you just said something. That's crazy. That nigga just made up a random player and just said that this is.
Oh, real. I'm ready, bruh. I already watched all of it. I'm ready, bruh. You didn't think I didn't watch this? I'm ready.
Yeah, I see, man. All right, you got it, man. You got it, man. Let's continue.
6, his development is skyrocketed, and I just think I had a good friend of mine, who went through a cardiac arrest as well, and he told me that it took him, and he played basketball as well, and back then when it happened to him in the early 2000s, they wasn't with going back to performing. It was like, if it happened, it's over with.
What does not roll the dice?
Yeah, we're not rolling the dice. There was not enough data on it. It's like, you have a cardiac arrest, it is over.
That's what made me go look it up when he said that. And it's still the same thing today. Most physical therapists or doctors will say, don't play basketball no more. So General might be on to something. Maybe they just made the whole shit up. Because that's what they're saying right now. They're saying it's more severe than a heart attack. They're still saying the same shit. Once your heart gets affected like that, that's it. Because it can happen anytime now. Once that happens the first time, and if you can get out of it, now you have the likelihood of it increases, because now you don't have to be doing nothing hyper physical to make your blood flow, your blood pumping stop, or something just stop. Your heartbeat stop, because you already done fucked it up. But which is interesting. This is interesting.
Want this on our resume. They was not going back to perform the play. And he told me, he was like, man, I'm gonna be honest, it took me about 2.5 years to finally get back to just normalcy. Like, my body, my mind. And he said, when it happened to me, I was 23 years old. Bronny was 19 years old, and he's like, it's gonna take a little time, and I reason with that, but also he's doing things right now less than 2 years.
Yeah.
He started playing basketball in less than a year. He just said it earlier. Less than a year, he started playing basketball again.
Right. And that guy said it took him 2 years.
Yeah, so General, there might be some truth to what you're saying. They might just, I don't know. It's too much. Like, this is why I don't like, because the media has this underlying, like, bullshit behind it, and we don't know what goes behind these scenes. we don't know what's going on. But let's continue.
Determination and his will to want to get better and his will to like, I don't really care what y'all saying. I hear it. He did an article the other day. He was like, yeah, I hear the noise. I use that as motivation, but I also know what I'm capable of. And, you know, I've always told my kids, like all of them, you know, they all play sports. 2 basketball players. My youngest son going to Arizona on a full ride. My daughter's
What is he, 7 foot tall, by the way? That came out of nowhere. Bryce, right?
Yeah.
Like, he popped up out of nowhere. Because we follow your family on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. We see it all. And it's like Bronny, okay, and then Lil Bryce.
Yep.
Lil Bryce with the glasses.
Right, exactly.
And then all of a sudden, one video popped up of an offseason, and Bryce.
And Bryce taller than Bron.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
So he on his way to Arizona. My daughter's, you know, she's playing 12 and under volleyball. She just turned 10. So, like, and I just tell him, like, it doesn't matter about the noise. That's going to happen. It's only about, like, if you love it, go out and practice. If you think you want to, if you fall in love with it, you only can fall in love with the process. Don't worry about the outcome. Fall in love with the process, and that shit will take care of itself. So
Can't too many people fuck with Stephen A. Smith when he articulates. Only person I used to get that used to come close, and that was a few times, was Max Kellerman. But most of the time, Max Kellerman could not hold a candle to this guy in debates. But he had his moments. But Stephen A. Smith, I don't really think there's that many people that can fuck with him. That man knows. That man is like I'm pretty sure that man be in front of 4 screens watching football, basketball, WNBA, hockey, baseball. That man knows sports. That man, I give Stephen A. Smith. I was getting on him about with the Max Kellerman because I still think it's fucked up. But I still don't think nobody can fuck with Stephen A. Smith is debating. Say what you want about this man. That man has conquered a lot of mountains throughout his career. He conquered a lot of mountains.
He has.
Not even Skip Bayless.
Yeah, Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is a good debater too. I would say he's top 3. He's not close. He's not nowhere near Stephen A. Smith though. But Stephen A. Smith got fired, came back. He's had the criticism. He actually opened up the door to the sensitivity of athletes. Stephen A. Smith. He was the first guy that, because you know when you're a fan of a player, you don't really think that they have an ego like that. You don't really think that you can't just have an opinion. And he was the first one that brought that to like TV.
Right.
Like you would have your times on news and stuff where, you know, but he was the one that set up the shop for where it was so bad that they want to show up to the show and confront this man. And at first, I ain't gonna lie, because back then I was in college, I used to be like, why would any superstar care about the opinion of like a analyst or something? I said, these players are really pissed off. And this is when the internet and social media, and then you realize these players do not like to be criticized you can't say nothing. Then we found out later that these players are so obsessed. Kevin Durant's known for making fake profiles and defending himself in a fake profile. That's how obsessed these players are.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you would think that a guy that's a multi-millionaire is sitting there defending himself in another like it's crazy. But it is what it is. Let's continue. Let's be this. I wanted to give him his roses, though. I just had to start it off.
To you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we're watching it. Yep. We're all seeing it.
Oh yeah,
you're seeing it as well.
He literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it, but since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Yeah, on fire.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't,
this is white media because they bleeped out the curse words. ESPN ain't playing. He ain't. But Stephen A. Smith about to talk in front of these white people, so it's crazy. And this is how I know Stephen A. Smith is a real architect in his articulation, because Stephen A. Smith still be getting his shit off, and he don't have to curse and act like a nigger. But let's continue.
Wait to the video to drop so you can address it. It's your ass. Like seriously, it's and like another. He completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players.
What a time. What's going on, everyone? Welcome into First Take. Thank you for being with us. That is Stephen A. Smith. I'm Molly Karam. Stephen A., in case you didn't know.
They calling him Stephen A. Swift.
Yo, they disrespected my boy, man, but that's okay. That's okay. Go ahead and get him, Stephen A. Well, you know what? Be professional. I know he gonna be professional anyway. I know he gonna be professional.
Word.
LeBron for an hour plus, obviously addressed a lot of stuff, and I'm assuming you'd also like to address some things.
I got a few things to address. Number one, congratulations to Pat McAfee. First of all, anybody would have gotten that interview. I take no issue with the job that Pat McAfee did. Having LeBron James on this show, anybody would have done that. The questions that he asked was more than appropriate. Outstanding job by him and his team, no doubt about that. Let's get to LeBron James. So LeBron James decides who really, outside of his crew, doesn't really have any friends in the media. Suddenly, he's going to be in Indianapolis, drive into the country and go and do a show that comes on immediately after First Take. Clearly, they were looking at it and they used the upcoming Mind Your Game podcast with Steve Nash to disguise what his real agenda was, which was to address me. Because he continues to lie to the world about what I said and who I was pointing the finger at. To regurgitate an obvious point, when I talked about Bronny James early in the season and I highlighted the fact that at that particular moment in time he simply was not ready, I was calling out LeBron James. LeBron James never addresses that with anybody, and for some reason no one ever asked him about that. Wasn't it you who said that Bronny James was better than some players in the NBA right now before he was even drafted? Wasn't it you who said, if you want me, draft my son because you wanted to play with your son for 1 year? Wasn't it you who literally circumvented meritocracy within the National Basketball Association and got the entire media world in the NBA and, of course, the Lakers organization to buy in on that? LeBron James did all of that. That is the person I was talking about as a father, not the father in Brentwood or Bel Air or wherever else he has homes. I'm talking about the father that shows up at Crypto.com arena. Last time I checked, Bronny James is a professional basketball player. LeBron James went on national television yesterday and lied. He said that I have no problem with you talking about the game. What did I say about Bronny James other than at the time he wasn't ready? That was it. I said nothing else. So if that's the issue, and I pointed to LeBron James and the fact that you've circumvented a meritocracy just to get your wish at the expense of the credibility of the league in a lot of people's eyes, that's talking about you. That's not talking about your son. And then he goes about the business of taking it a step further. First of all, let's understand something to the viewing public in America and beyond. This was planned. Rich Paul was on Pat McAfee's show about 10 days earlier, whatever. Rich Paul, for everybody that knows, is the founder of Clutch Sports. He's a strategic thinker. He didn't go there by accident. You're there talking with Pat McAfee, and the next thing you know, within 2 weeks, after obviously a negotiation took place, LeBron James is on it. We know a negotiation took place because we understand that since LeBron had uninterrupted, or whatever the hell it was called, he's been about control. He's been about making sure that things are his way. Us, as the media members, know it because of how his behavior has changed since he's had his own media outlet in terms of how he treats the media. But we won't focus on that too much this particular moment. In the aftermath of that interview, what does he do? He puts out some page about me boxing and all of this other stuff from a decade ago with 2 torn rotator cuffs. Fine, no problem. It's very, very embarrassing video. I'll be the first to say and all that stuff, even though I like it to be left up there. Because if people think I want to throw hands like that, that's how I throw hands, knock yourself out. I'm good with it. I know that the man I am today is not the man that I was a decade ago, physically or beyond. I can tell you that. So we get that out the way. Why do I bring that up? Because that's how petty you've become.
Facts.
You're LeBron James. You that butthurt over the things that I'm saying.
Preach.
That you would post that video. When has LeBron James ever done something like that?
Get him, Unc.
But suddenly you're doing that as it pertains to me. This man is in his feelings. I wonder why. Could it be because I don't believe you're the GOAT? Because I'll never believe you're the GOAT? Because I have you number 2 at all times? Do I have to have ESPN and First Take put up the ticker tape right now and say, yo, could you put that up there, please? Great father, great husband, great philanthropist, great.
Go ahead, bro.
First of all, let me go ahead and talk to my uncle real quick. First of all, I'm disappointed that you have LeBron James as number 2 when that nigga should be like number 6 or number 7. But we'll move past that. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James, get that nigga Stephen A. Smith. Get that nigga. He is emotional. And I'm talking about LeBron James. He emotional. And I like the fact that my boy Stephen A. Smith is correcting this man and letting it be known. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. Smith be standing on all his toes. You know what I'm saying? All 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. Smith, much respect, my brother. That's a real unk right there. You can go ahead and continue, real.
Okay.
Great director, great producer, great host, great basketball player, great leader. I mean, my God, I have done everything but put diapers and a bib on this brother. But it ain't enough because one thing matters to him and one thing only, and that's him being recognized as the greatest of all times. Well, you're not in my book.
Right.
That belongs to Michael Jordan. Where would I get that from?
Right.
Let's count the ways. So we have a situation where we're looking at LeBron James breaking all these records and we're conveniently forgetting that he's in his 22nd year. But Jordan did all of this pretty much in his first 13, although he had 15 years. He only came back for the final 2 years because he wanted to be an owner. And part of the stipulation with Abe Pollin, then the owner of the Washington franchise, was that he be a part of the team and play and generate revenue and interest, etc., so he could ultimately become an owner. It was really his first 13 years. Yet still in all, here we are in the year 2025, decades after Michael Jordan has retired, while LeBron James is still playing. And LeBron James is still 2 titles shy of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is 6. LeBron James has 4. He does have as many finals losses as Michael Jordan has wins. He has 6 finals losses. He has 4 championships. Let me continue. Michael Jordan, NBA Finals MVP, 6th, the most all time. LeBron James, 4. Despite having played a minimum of 7 more seasons than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, regular season MVP, 5, tied for 2nd all time with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. LeBron James, 4. Once again, he comes up short to Michael Jordan. All NBA first team, 10 of 15 seasons, 67% for Michael Jordan. 59%, 13 of 22 for LeBron James over the course of 22 years. Defensive Player of the Year, Michael Jordan captured that once. That has never been an honor bestowed upon LeBron James. All NBA Defensive First Team, 9, tied for most all time to LeBron James, 5. He's still 4 short despite having a minimum of 7 more seasons.
That's
Scoring
right.
titles, 10-1. LeBron James does have an assist title. Michael Jordan never did that. Michael Jordan led the league in steals on 3 occasions. He's had 9 NBA record, 9 game-winning buzzer beaters. LeBron, as of last night, has 8. So still in your 22nd season, you haven't caught up to Michael Jordan, okay? What I'm saying to you is that these are basketball things that I'm mentioning. Who got personal? LeBron. He's lying when he says that I attacked his son. When he came up to me courtside at the Lakers-Knicks game, he was lying then. He threw me off guard because he said, you can't be pooping on my son because we over FCC Airways. You can't be doing that. I didn't know what he was talking about, so it threw me off. Had he came up to me and said, what the hell are you doing talking about me as a father? I would say it's because of what you were doing with your son on the basketball court for public consumption.
Right.
That's fair game. His son plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't wish any harm upon Bronny. I believe in Bronny.
Oh, my fault. Did you raise your hand, Slim?
Yeah, I was just going to just add one thing to the rec. You know what I'm saying? LeBron. I'm sorry. Michael Jordan did win the dunk contest. LeBron has never entered the dunk contest. So yeah, I just wanted to add that in there. Hey, my boy Unc is cooking him. Cook him, Unc. Cook him.
He is cooking. I ain't gonna hold you. When I saw this, I was like, God damn, that's funny. That's hilarious. All right, let's he is cooking. I ain't gonna hold you.
One time, January 29th. And I never bothered him before or after. I just stated a point in fact. We want to forget that. We want to forget that other people were pointing to his legitimacy or lack thereof as a McDonald's All-American. We want to point to LeBron James, and we don't want to bring up the fact that he was the one that said on the record, my son is better than some NBA players right now. You want me, draft my son. We want to conveniently forget that. I'm not doing that. I cover this sport. This is what I do. And if LeBron James wants to see me continue to cover the sport, or he wants to have a problem with me continues to cover the sport, but LeBron James at the end of the day wants to come at me, and he's walking around pouting. Why would he be pouting? The man is 22. He is universally recognized as the Mount Rushmore of basketball. He is unquestionably one of the greatest players to have ever played basketball. I have him top 2. Stab me in the chest. Crucify me. Throw me in jail. Of the thousands upon thousands of players who have played in NBA history, I have this man number 2 overall in the history of basketball, despite Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being a 19-time All-Star, a 6-time champion, a 6-time league MVP. It was the greatest, the most trusted move, offensive move in NBA history with the skyhook. I still had him ahead of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's not enough. So much so that you go this route. It's very unfortunate that he has done this. It's very unfortunate that he has tried to ostracize me amongst the NBA community and the sports world and beyond, talking about how I talk about I'm pooping on the players and all of this other stuff. They don't bring up all the time we praise the players. I applaud them when they win. I criticize them when they're messing up. Right. In an effort to make sure that you don't do it again. I'm not wishing anybody to fail, but I have to call it how I see it, because I have an audience to answer to. Right. These players, I don't get paid to talk to you. I get paid to talk about you. But I am happy to talk to you anytime you want to. I offered LeBron James that opportunity in his camp years ago. They passed. I said, I'll come wherever you want me to come. You don't have to come on my platform. I'll come on yours. He passed. I said, I don't want any editing. I want the audience. I want America. I want the world to hear it live, authentic, and in living color. I can say that to him right now. Ain't nobody hiding. But the bottom line is, I don't anticipate he's going to take me up on that offer, just for the same reason he did. He came up to me courtside instead of meeting me in the back in the locker room so we could talk man to man. He doesn't want a rebuttal. He doesn't want any pushback. He just wants to say what he said like he did on courtside and then depart, but looks right up to the camera that's behind us that I never saw, who was filming it all along. The man orchestrates stuff. The man will smile in your face, and he's got something behind his back, ready to stab you in it. It's who he has been. It's who I have known him to be. It's why he doesn't like me, because he knows I know it, and it's why I certainly don't like him. But it's not going to stop me from being professional at all times. America, the world. I work for ESPN. I will not dishonor this network. I will not dishonor this profession by being unprofessional when it comes to somebody I don't like. Just because I don't like you as a person doesn't mean I cannot appreciate your unquestionable, undeniable, unparalleled greatness. I know who LeBron James is and what he has meant to basketball, but I also know how he's alienated a lot of folks along the way. I'm not the only one. I'm just one of the few that is in a position to speak up about it. The brother ain't scaring me. Ain't nobody shivering this way.
That's what I'm talking about, Unc.
What he feels or what he has to say. I stand by the things that I said. I have never, ever going after somebody's family, and I would never do that. And he is creating this narrative because he can't accept the fact that I won't kiss the ring and acknowledge him as the greatest ever. Why? Because he is not. He had to learn to win. His heart got snatched right out of his chest in an NBA Finals series against the Dallas Mavericks in 2011 when he went 4 straight fourth quarters. He averaged 2.2 points per quarter. 2 of those games, he didn't even score a point. 1 of those games, he didn't even attempt a field goal in the fourth quarter. That's a go? Maybe it is to somebody else. It's not to me. I stand by what I said. I appreciate him. I hope the Lakers win. I'd rather be in L.A. than someplace else come June. I'm not rooting against him, and I'm not rooting against him. Whoa. But it is what it is. We stand where we stand. You do what you do. I do what I do. But when you come into this lane, my brother, it's the equivalent of me stepping on the basketball court, going up against you, asking you not to shoot a jump shot or whatever. This is my lane, bro. And anytime you want to get down, we can get down. I have no problem debating them. I have no problem showing up in front of an audience.
You raised your hands, Slim?
Yeah. First of all, what does he mean by he hosts the Lakers win when this nigga is a New York Knicks fan? What is he talking about? Come on, Stephen A.
He's a Lakers fan. He likes Lakers, man.
Oh, come on, Big Unk. You know what? I still respect you, Big Unk.
I'm not.
I still respect you, Big Unk.
I don't really hear him speak on the Knicks like that, to be honest. I don't really hear him bragging on the Knicks like that, bro.
No, I don't
hear him bragging on it.
He doesn't really. He's still a Knicks fan though. But believe what? Wait till the playoffs come up and if you watch. I'm sure you probably watch First Take. Watch when the Knicks start playing. Mm-hmm. When they start. When the playoffs. Oh, he's definitely gonna be there. He's definitely going to be there. But Stephen A.
Okay, you're right. I do remember seeing him at games. My fault. You're right.
He bought the. That's why he showed up to the Lakers game because the Knicks was there. That's his team, the Knicks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You're right. Okay. Let's continue because then we're gonna let him get to his real mode.
That's right, Tupac.
No problem showing up in front of an audience. I'll show up on his damn show. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I have a right to believe that Michael Jordan is the greatest ever and LeBron James is number 2. I have the right to feel that way without him feeling like I called him everything but a child of God and then accusing me and my reputation and my character of going after somebody else's family. I don't do that. I never would. I wouldn't dishonor this network. I wouldn't dishonor Disney. I wouldn't dishonor the NBA that I've covered for over a quarter of a century. And I wouldn't dishonor myself. He ain't worth it. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to call it like the hell I see it. And that's the way it has been. That is the way it is. And that is the way it is going to stay. Because bottom line, last point is this. The day he came up to me was the day my new contract was announced. So he knows, like everybody else, it's going to be a little while before I go away. I was here before he got here in 2003. And in all likelihood, I'm going to be here when he's gone. You got to deal with that, bro. Plain and simple. It ain't a crime for Michael Jordan to be a GOAT. But clearly, it's a crime with him. And he goes through all of these histrionics and all of this other stuff with Pat McAfee. Be my damn guest. Love Pat McAfee show. Great job. And any other show on ESPN, y'all continue to do what you do. But LeBron James coming on any show on this network or any other doesn't escape me. Let's go on with First Take.
Okay, we're 17 minutes.
My boy cooked.
That hoe I was here before you, and I'm gonna be here after you. That he did kill it with that. He did. I like that. That's a.
Don't play with Stephen A. Don't play with Big Unk. Don't play with Big Unk.
Now let's.
Now it's time for you to go turn Tupac. Go ahead, Stephen A. Get your Tupac on.